Hello, everybody, and today we're going to talk about the circuits in your design. And when we talk about circuits, first it feels like, what does this theory has to do with real life? So, depending on the circuitry that you have in your design, it can be individual, tribal, or collective. Depending on the circuitry, you appear in a certain way for people in relationship, and you have a tendency to have relationship in a certain way. Um, Making it really simple, what works for tribal people, if there are a lot of tribal definitions, the way they see for themselves how family should be, how relationships in family should be, what is actually normal for them will be absolutely not normal for somebody who is individual. That's why we actually have this ongoing conflict in these topics of family and relationships, because what is very normal for tribal people, like doing things together, expecting support, um, warmth, certain warmth in relationship, expectation that if it's a family, it works like one unit, and people in the family, they put maybe the values of this family above their personal interests, would be absolutely dramatic and absolutely traumatizing to somebody who has a lot of individual definitions in his or her design. That's why we are born in families, and we tell each other stories about our families, like how my mother or father expected me to be in a certain way and how strange it was for me, and that when I grow up and my relationship is totally different. This is also like so relieving to see it in mechanics, to see it and to confirm that somebody's else pattern really do not work, and there is a mechanical composition confirmation why it doesn't work, why for someone it's better, it's the stimulation is correct for them to be in a tight group, supporting all kind of values, sharing these values of a small group, and somebody is more like an outsider, and maybe the way the individual carries on with other people, it's not like with a group, but having a relationship with each individual, even if they are forming a group. So he has his individual relationships, individual connections, individual agreements, and absolutely doesn't feel, the individual doesn't feel that he has to comply with the group rules and with what agreements they have between them. As long as he connects with each individual and has understanding on between them, that is enough for individual. That's why our expectations in relationships don't really work, and very often. And that's why I think it's so important to see your partner's chart and to see, does he have tribal definitions as you do, for example, or are you two individuals, and it's okay to confirm that you are not going to follow any tribal standards, and it's okay. And what are individuals most of all mostly about, it's like self-empowerment, empowering the other, not really the topic of support, not really the topic of making everyone around them comfortable, but the power that the individual can share by simply showing an example and expressing and then being the model of all that self empowerment that individuality can be. That is a way of support to others. Like, look at me, I can do it. That means you can do it. So it's like, if I believe in myself, you also can believe in yourself. We don't need any support system here. And as the world is moving now towards the individuality, that's simply the mechanics of the times that we are reaching towards. We see this in the society as well, the failure of tribal support, like the governments, the nations are not able to take care of the people like the way it used to be before. Like there is no reliable system. We think when we look out in general, we think that it has been a COVID or this has been a recession. No, it's a general tendency moving all of us to a more individual times where everyone should be self-empowered and everyone should be able to find the inner guidance, the inner strategy and authority in order to make self-informed decisions by yourself without relying on a support system. So I think this is such an important topic, and I'm so happy that design gives us this chance to confirm: are we individuals? Are we tribal people? Are we collective people? Another thing I would like to say about individuals, individuals often don't have an emotional wave, because emotional wave and the emotional process goes often much more often there are channels, tribal channels. But individuals are prone to melancholy, and for individual it's quite normal um, to have this melancholic mutative state where they keep saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And then when the pulse changes, suddenly it happens, and the individual person will say, oh, I know. Like suddenly I know how I'm going to be in this situation or what I'm going to do about it. So if you're an individual, or if you don't know your chart but you feel like, if you're relating to what I say, this is quite okay for you. Important that you just don't run to the solutions that mind is offering to you out of fear during that period when your energy simply tells you, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Go comfortably during this period where you simply, yes, I still don't know. You can inform others, I still don't know. And then it will be just in a moment, and suddenly you will see. Like some people feel it like a vision, they suddenly see it, or suddenly they know it, or suddenly they are aware of what is it, the next step they are taking. I like how human design gives us confidence in things that we already know about ourselves. I encourage you to take your personal reading. I encourage you to go through Living Your Design course, and I encourage you to live this life as yourself.